Algerian Sahara is one of the most hot and most arid deserts of the globe, what explains its sparse population concentrated in certain oases. It covers a surface of more than 2 million of square kilometers. As far as geology is concerned, the Sahara is constituted of a base which dates back to the Precambrian age, followed by many sedimentations. The majority of this vast territory is occupied by regs, ergs, and shots. They are spaces inapt for any agriculture. The Sahara is 2,500 meters height in the Hogar and minus than 30 meters in Chott Melghir. Although the difficult natural conditions, the Sahara presents an extraordinary and passionate view where man got adapted and habituated to live in harmony with this difficult natural environment. Using his intelligence and tenacity, the Sahrawi was able to domesticate certain natural phenomena for his benefit. Climatically, the Sahara is characterized by high temperatures which can easily go beyond 50 degrees in summer, and the average of rain is between 120 millimeters in the north and 10 millimeters in the south. Winds are frequent and very important from April until July, what is called the Sirocco. These winds are responsible of the erosion. Water resources in the Sahara is a wealth, and all actions of economic and social development are based on these resources. Most of them are underground. In this arid climate, it rains rarely. Then water becomes more important than the soil. The Sahrawi has exploited superficial water in pockets or natural basins on the surface by drilling wells which are not very profound and exploiting water of the other layers for drinking, agriculture, and surviving in general. The exploitation of this resource differs from a region to another by bringing water relying on animals or on wind. By using the system of routes like in palm trees plantation, by the exploitation of source water located in the foot of the Saharan Atlas and on the Hogar and Tassili frontiers. Water situated in profound areas is exploited by the Fogara, an old system of the Tuat, Gurera, and Tidikelt regions. In these arid regions, rains are rare during all the year. However, the valleys witness sudden campaigns which cause a lot of important losses in agriculture and considerable disaster in villages. Barrages are basins of campaign water. They are limited only to the regions of the Saharan Atlas, especially two barrages of Biskra. These two barrages have a capacity of about 50 million cubic meters for every barrage, and another one in Bishar of a capacity of about 300 million cubic meters. The areas of Tajmut and Tamanrasat have underground barrages in which water from rains is gathered and feeds later free water layers. Superficial water hasn't got the ability to satisfy the need of man in the Sahara, whether water supply or irrigation. This led to the increase of the need of water. This required the resort to very developed equipments to have underground water by drilling very deep wells. In fact, there's great quantities of underground water, estimated by hundreds of millions of cubic meters. This formate what is known by continental overlap and terminal complex on a surface of 700,000 of square kilometers. It can be exploited in about 10 meters of deepness in the regions of Tuat and Gurera, and more than 2,000 meters of deepness in the regions of Ziban, Wedsouf, and Ouargla, with a temperature of more than 55 degrees. That's why this water needs cooling before use. The lack of knowledge of the profound drilling techniques and also the selection of inadequate equipments has created problems in the exploitation of water resources. The corrosion of canals led to the creation of artificial lakes, caused great problems like the increase of salinity of water. In order to face these situations, a management reglementation of this kind of drilling was created. Then, positive consequences were remarkable. Mismanagement of underground water resources in agricultural and urban zones has created the increase of salinity in millions of date palms. Also, the phenomenon of the remounting of water from the free water layers, especially in the regions of Ouadrir, Ouadsouf, and the basin of Ouargla. The valley of Ouadrir is an extension located on a north-south axis, Biskra-Ouargla, of about 150 kilometers. This valley produces a great percentage of the Algerian date, Deglet Noor, with about 2 million of palm trees distributed on about 15,000 hectares. Water production in the valley of Ouadrir is about 500 million cubic meters in the year. This water is generally exploited from the terminal complex layer, profound from 250 to 500 meters, and the one of the continental overlap is more than 1,800 meters. The number of drilling is 600, 20 are albion. The temperature of the continental overlap is more than 50 degrees. Ouadrir Canal is 136 kilometers open on air, assumes drain system from the area of Goug in the south until the natural estuary in Chat Marwan and Chat Melghir in the north. The debit of transition is 5 cubic meters in a second, which means about 150 million cubic meters in the year. The valley of Ouadsouf extends on a surface of 80,000 square kilometers. It has a population of 380,000 inhabitants. Ouadsouf region is famous for its traditional hydro-agricultural system known by routes. The number of routes in Oued Souf is 9,500 routes. This system enables the palm trees to have water directly from the free layer. The valley of Oued Souf produces 80 million cubic meters from 80 drilling, and 450 liters by day are used for water supply. The basin of Ouargla has a surface of 99,000 hectares with a population of 150,000 inhabitants. The volume of water taken from 300 drilling is 150 million cubic meters by year and 40,000 cubic meters by day for water supply, which means 450 liters for a person daily. Aiming to find solutions for the remounting of water and salinity, the regions of Oued Rire, Oued Souf and Ouargla had benefited from a lot of important studies and scientific researches and the setting up, which needs a lot of financial capacities. Before the beginning of the setting up by many foreign realization companies, many actions were led by local companies. The clean of drain canal of Oued Rire, reinforcement of drain web, tree plantation, etc. Superficial water and the small quantity of underground water resources which does not satisfy the need for water of the population in Tamanrasset, a transfer of the Albion water from 700 kilometers is programmed from Ain Salah until Tamanrasset. The underground Albion water is about 55 degrees. It is used in industry for mineral water in the region of Nia. This water is also used in petroleum industry in the operations of extraction of oil. The extraction of salts from shots is one figure of the exploitation of the Sahrawi of the nature. Salt is extracted, then sent to salt production unities. In order to protect water resources from pollution, the participation of every citizen is needed. Hydrographical Basin Agency of the region of the Sahara, by collaboration with a lot of corps, organizes meetings and informing days and also lessons about the use of water for all the society. Moreover, a lot of agreements were signed with the local radio and education directions and religious affairs direction. The Hydrographical Basin Agency aims by lectures in schools to focus on the importance of water and the positive and negative impact of its use in general and in the South in specific. Agricultural irrigation in the near past witnessed a lot of projects in the Sahara. Many modifications were made using new technologies. This allowed the introduction of new season agricultures. All this for a modern cultivation and an easy life.